When the world feels uncertain, people run to safety, and for centuries, that meant gold. The shining metal that built empires, backed currencies, and survived every financial storm. But today, a new contender has entered the arena, Bitcoin. A digital coin, born from code, promising the same kind of security without the weight of metal. So which one really keeps your money safe? The timeless gold we can touch, or the borderless Bitcoin we can't? Both are limited, both are trusted in their own ways, but they couldn't be more different. And by the end of this video, you'll know which of these two assets truly deserves the title of safe haven, and why the answer might depend on what kind of future you believe in. The idea of a safe haven has been around for as long as money itself, a place to put your wealth when everything else feels uncertain. When currencies collapse, when banks fail, when inflation rises, people look for something that doesn't lose value overnight. For most of human history, that something was gold. It's rare, it doesn't corrode, and it can't be created out of thin air. Ancient Egyptians, Romans, Chinese dynasties, all trusted gold as the ultimate store of value. It wasn't just shiny metal, it was stability in physical form. Even when paper money came along, it was backed by gold. That's what we called the gold standard. Every dollar, every pound, every coin had a fixed value in gold tucked away in a vault somewhere. But that changed in the 20th century. Governments moved away from gold-backed money, printing currency that relied on trust instead of treasure. And when that trust wavered, like during recessions or crashes, people turned back to gold once again. Then came 2008. The world faced another financial crisis, and out of the chaos, something new was born, Bitcoin. A currency with no central bank, no vault, and no borders. It was created to be digital gold, a system that couldn't be inflated or controlled. So while both gold and Bitcoin promise safety, they come from two completely different worlds, one forged in ancient mines, the other written in lines of code. And that's what makes their rivalry so fascinating, two symbols of trust, separated by thousands of years of human progress. Gold has been humanity's favorite safe haven for thousands of years, and for good reason. It's one of the few materials on Earth that doesn't rust, tarnish, or decay. No matter how much time passes, a piece of gold from an ancient tomb shines just like the day it was buried. It's also incredibly rare. All the gold ever mined in human history could fit into a cube less than 25 meters on each side. That's smaller than a single city block. That scarcity, combined with its beauty, made gold universally valuable, across continents, cultures, and centuries. Kings wore it, temples displayed it, and nations built their power on it. Gold became the physical language of wealth, something everyone understood, no matter their culture or currency. Even today, central banks around the world store tons of it as a backup when their economies wobble. But gold isn't perfect. It's heavy, it can be stolen, and it's hard to transport or divide into small amounts. In a digital, fast-moving world, it's not exactly practical to move bars of gold every time you want to make a payment. Still, gold has something Bitcoin doesn't: time. Thousands of years of proven trust. It survived wars, recessions, and even the rise of digital money. And that's why, even in 2025, investors still see gold as the ultimate insurance policy when everything else feels uncertain. Because when trust in systems fades, people go back to something that's real, something they can hold in their hands. It's not just a metal, it's a mindset, a belief that true value doesn't need Wi-Fi or passwords to exist. And for many, that kind of certainty is worth more than any digital promise. Then came Bitcoin, the 21st century's answer to gold. Born in 2009 by the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto, it was built on one simple idea: money should belong to people, not governments. Unlike gold, Bitcoin doesn't exist in vaults or jewelry. It lives in code, protected by cryptography and verified by millions of computers around the world. There's no mint, no bank, and no middleman. Its supply is fixed: only 21 million bitcoins will ever exist. That scarcity mirrors gold's rarity, but in a digital form designed for the internet age. You can send millions across continents in minutes, something impossible with physical gold. But Bitcoin's biggest strength is also its weakness: it's volatile. Prices can swing wildly, and while it's gaining trust, it's still young compared to gold's legacy. That's why many call it digital gold, not because it replaces gold, but because it redefines what value means in a digital world. And in a time when technology is rewriting every rule of money, Bitcoin stands as both a challenge and a complement to the ancient power of gold. Gold has proven itself through centuries of chaos, wars, recessions, currency collapses, and every time, it's managed to hold its value. When people lose faith in banks or governments, gold becomes the ultimate insurance policy. It doesn't need Wi-Fi, electricity, or a password, just a safe place to hide it. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is still being tested. In financial crashes and geopolitical tensions, it sometimes behaves more like a tech stock than a safe haven. Yet, in countries facing inflation or currency bans, it's become a lifeline, a way for people to move money freely when their governments can't be trusted. So while gold shines in times of fear, Bitcoin thrives in times of change. Each one protects you from a different kind of danger, and that's what makes this debate so fascinating. So, gold or Bitcoin, which is the real safe haven? The truth is, it depends on what kind of world you believe in. Gold protects you from the system, Bitcoin protects you outside the system. One is timeless, the other is borderless, and maybe the smartest move isn't choosing one over the other, but understanding what each one protects you from. Because in the end, safety isn't just about wealth, it's about trust. And whether that trust lies in something ancient and solid, or digital and decentralized, that's the question only the future can answer. One thing's for sure, the next crisis will show us which one people truly believe in.